Imagine a world where evolution took a wildly different turn. A world where lions and tigers were not bound by the limitations of the ground but instead soared through the skies with powerful wings. In this fantastical realm, the natural order of predation would be upended as these majestic big cats embrace a new form of existence. With wings beating against open skies and claws honed for both aerial and terrestrial prowess. The dynamics of hunting, territorial defense, and interspecies rivalry would transform into something both breathtaking and brutal. In such a world, the question arises: if both lions and tigers could fly, which would become the more fearsome predator? In this airborne ecosystem, the flying tiger would harness its natural stealth and agility in entirely new ways. With its striped coat serving as camouflage against the backdrop of the sky and rugged terrain below. The flying tiger would become an expert at blending into its surroundings. Its flight would be characterized by sudden, explosive bursts of speed as it swooped down from high perches to ambush unsuspecting prey. The tiger's hunting strategy would rely heavily on its ability to use the element of surprise. It might patrol the skies above dense jungles or rugged mountains, scanning for movement among herds of herbivores far below. Once a target is identified, the tiger would dive with incredible precision, using its powerful wings to adjust its trajectory in midair. Its talons, already a formidable tool on the ground, would be even deadlier when combined with the force of gravity and momentum acquired during the dive. The element of surprise, paired with the tiger's innate ability to maneuver swiftly and silently, would allow it to strike with little warning, making it a master of aerial ambush. On the other side of this imagined ecosystem, the flying lion would bring a different set of strengths to the skies. Lions, known for their social structures and cooperative hunting techniques, would likely adopt a more communal approach to predation when airborne. In this scenario, a pride of flying lions would operate as a cohesive unit, coordinating their efforts in elaborate aerial maneuvers. Picture a formation of majestic lions soaring above vast savannas, their tawny manes and muscular bodies silhouetted against a dramatic sky. The flying lions might use their superior numbers to surround and herd prey, forcing animals into a confined area where escape becomes nearly impossible. Their strategy would be based on teamwork, while some members of the pride dive to deliver crushing blows with their sharp claws. Others might use their aerial advantage to block escape routes or distract the prey. The social bonds and collective intelligence of a lion pride would be leveraged to execute complex tactics that maximize their hunting success from the air. Their roars, now echoing across the open skies, would serve both as a means of communication and as a psychological weapon to intimidate rivals and prey alike. The interplay between the flying tiger's stealth and the flying lion's coordinated tactics would set the stage for an extraordinary competition in the skies. When these two forces meet, the battle would not simply be a contest of raw strength but a sophisticated display of aerial strategy, speed, and precision. The flying tiger, with its individualistic and solitary hunting methods, would rely on its agility and cunning to target vulnerable individuals among larger herds. Its approach would be quick and calculated, a series of rapid dives and sudden changes in direction that leave little room for counterattack. The tiger's ability to fly high and then drop suddenly onto unsuspecting prey would give it a distinct advantage in isolated strikes. Its wings, robust and muscular, would allow it to gain altitude quickly and then use gravity to amplify the force of its attack. In such a scenario, the tiger's success would be measured by its ability to execute perfect timing and pinpoint accuracy, striking with lethal precision before the prey or even rival predators have a chance to react. In contrast, the flying lion's strategy would be more about dominance through sheer numbers and the power of coordinated action. A pride of flying lions would operate much like a well-oiled machine, with each member playing a specific role in the hunt. Some lions might act as scouts, circling high above the landscape to locate herds of prey and signal the approach of the pride. Others would be tasked with initiating the attack, swooping down in a synchronized formation to corral and intimidate their target. The pride's strength would lie in its ability to create confusion and chaos among the prey, using their combined presence to overwhelm and disorient. This collective approach would not only increase their chances of a successful hunt but also serve as a deterrent to rival predators, including the solitary flying tiger. In the ensuing battles between these two forms of airborne big cats, one might witness a clash of philosophies: the lone, stealthy predator versus the united, strategic force of a social group. The conflict between flying tigers and flying lions would likely be as much a battle of wits and tactics as it would be of physical might. In territorial disputes, the flying lions might engage in elaborate aerial displays of dominance, circling each other high in the sky, their roars resonating like thunder across the open expanse, and engaging in aerial duels that test their speed and agility. The flying tiger, on the other hand, would prefer the art of the ambush, using the cover of clouds or the rugged outline of a mountain range to mask its approach. When the two adversaries finally collide, the clash would be a stunning spectacle of nature's power. The tiger might dive from a great height, its muscles tensed and wings outstretched, aiming to strike at the lion's vulnerable underbelly. In response, the lion pride could converge from multiple directions, their coordinated flight creating a wall of force that the tiger would have to navigate. The interplay of high-speed chases, mid-air twists, and sudden stops would create a ballet of predator and prey, where every movement is critical and the margin for error is razor-thin. Beyond the tactical considerations, the evolutionary implications of such a fantastical scenario are fascinating to ponder. In a world where flight is possible for big cats, natural selection would favor those individuals with the most effective wing structures, the strongest muscles for sustained flight, and the behavioral traits necessary to adapt to aerial life. Over countless generations, one could imagine that both species would undergo significant evolutionary changes. The flying tiger might evolve even more refined stealth capabilities, with enhanced camouflage that blends seamlessly with the sky, or perhaps more flexible wings that allow for sudden, unpredictable maneuvers. The flying lion, meanwhile, might develop even tighter social bonds and more intricate communication methods to coordinate their group tactics in the air. Their roars, already a potent symbol of dominance on the ground, could evolve into a complex language of signals and calls designed to coordinate multi-directional attacks and maneuvers that take full advantage of the aerial environment. In such an evolutionary arms race, the ecosystem itself would be transformed. The introduction of flight into these top predators' repertoires would alter the food chain dramatically. Prey species would have to adapt not only to terrestrial and aquatic threats but also to the looming danger of aerial ambush. The landscape might evolve to include more sheltered areas or dense canopies that provide refuge from the predators overhead. Conversely, the big cats might develop even more sophisticated hunting grounds, using the skies to track migratory patterns of prey or to locate new territories previously unreachable on foot. The balance between predator and prey would be redefined, creating an entirely new ecological niche where the rules of survival are written in the language of flight and freedom. The imagined battles between flying tigers and flying lions would also have profound cultural and symbolic implications. Throughout history, both species have held a revered place in human mythology and folklore, symbolizing power, courage, and the untamed spirit of nature. In this alternate reality, their ability to soar would only amplify these attributes, turning them into even more formidable icons of strength and majesty. Artists and storytellers might draw inspiration from the breathtaking scenes of these airborne duels, creating epic legends that celebrate the beauty and brutality of life in the wild. The very idea of big cats taking to the skies would evoke a sense of wonder and awe, challenging our conventional understanding of nature and sparking the imagination of those who dream of worlds where the impossible becomes possible. Of course, the notion of flying big cats is purely speculative, a flight of fancy that defies the boundaries of natural law. Yet, it is precisely these kinds of imaginative scenarios that help us explore the limits of animal behavior and adaptation. By contemplating a world where tigers and lions have wings, we are invited to re-examine the intricate balance between physical ability, environmental adaptation, and social behavior. It forces us to ask what truly makes a predator fearsome. Is it merely the raw power of its muscles, the sharpness of its claws, or the cunning of its mind? Or is it the harmonious integration of these elements, honed over millions of years of evolution, that ultimately defines the apex predator? In this hypothetical realm, the answer is both complex and captivating. In the end, whether the flying tiger or the flying lion would be the more fearsome predator depends on a multitude of factors, ranging from individual physical prowess to the power of collective action. The solitary nature of the flying tiger, with its reliance on stealth and surprise, suggests that it could excel in ambushing unsuspecting prey and avoiding direct confrontations. However, the flying lion, with its strong social bonds and cooperative hunting strategies, would be a force to be reckoned with when operating as a unified group. Each approach carries its own risks and rewards, and in the epic contests that would unfold in the skies, victory would hinge on the fine balance between individual brilliance and collective might. This thought experiment, while grounded in fantasy, offers a rich canvas on which to project our understanding of nature's endless capacity for adaptation and innovation. It encourages us to think beyond the constraints of our current world and imagine what could be possible if evolution had charted a different course. The image of a tiger diving from the clouds to strike a lion, or a pride of lions coordinating a breathtaking aerial assault, challenges our perceptions of power and predation, reminding us that in the realm of nature, the only constant is change. The idea of flying big cats not only ignites the imagination but also serves as a metaphor for the endless possibilities inherent in life itself, a celebration of the wild, untamed spirit that drives every creature to adapt, survive, and ultimately, conquer the skies. Thus, in this vivid and elaborate scenario, the battle for supremacy in the air would be a dazzling spectacle of speed, strategy, and sheer raw power. The flying tiger, with its solitary ambush tactics and stealthy descent, and the flying lion, with its coordinated, thunderous group maneuvers, would redefine what it means to be a predator. Their clash would be a dramatic interplay of contrasting styles, one born of individual brilliance, the other of communal strength, and in that clash, the very essence of nature's competitive spirit would be laid bare for all to see.